Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. You're joining us here for the first impressions and to look at all of the important facts and figures and get a rundown in this all new Nike Pegasus Turbo Next Nature. Quite a mouthful there. The question on everyone's minds, is this the new Pegasus Turbo version 3 that everyone has been waiting for over the past few years, or is it going to be a bit of a flop? Well, stay tuned to find out because we've got all that coming up. Let's get this first impressions done. As always with these videos, we'll split it up into various sections so you can move your mouse around and see what you want to see. We'll start off with the facts and figures about this all new shoe, then we'll talk about the initial likes, the initial dislikes as well, and then that conclusion at the end and find out if this is going to go into my rotation. Right, stay tuned. Coming up, the facts and figures. So starting out with the all-important price, well, very kindly, my girlfriend Sarah went and bought this from Nike Town in London this morning, and it cost us £145, which is actually, I don't say this very often, £15 cheaper than the outgoing model, albeit 3 years later. So it's going to be around about 160, 170 US dollars when it releases in the States. There's a 10mm drop between the back of the shoe and the front of the shoe. I can't actually find anywhere online what the stack heights are, but they first feel a little bit more than the outgoing model. We'll put up on the screen roughly where I think they're going to be, but everyone's agreed on that 10mm drop. In terms of weight, just one of those annoyances at the moment. This shoe in my UK size 12 coming at 317 grams. 54 grams heavier than the outgoing model, which came in for me at about 263 grams. So quite a significant weight gain there. It's a neutral shoe, and I'd say this is really an all-round shoe. You could do your racing in this, you can do your training in this, whatever type of running you want to throw at this shoe. The upper is made of this 100% recycled sort of fly knit mesh material. Really nice and been breathable so far. Really helps get that nice lockdown fit. I love how they've included the nice stripe up the middle that the original version 1 and version 2 of this shoe had as well. The all-important midsole, which you can see here on the shoe, made of recycled Zoom X. So this is what Nike is saying, that offcuts of shoes. So it's all brand new Zoom X, but it's just offcuts from when they've been making the likes of the Alpha Flies, just bits that have fallen onto the floor is what they say. So they gather that all up, glue it together, and then you get this Zoom X recycled midsole. So all that glue and extra is adding that extra weight into the shoe. And then the outsole is this waffle design, really quite grippy on this first run we've been on. So really a lot of thumbs up for that. This is very much a road shoe. Yeah, we did take it on some very sort of light little bit of trail there and it handled it absolutely fine, but very much a road shoe. There's no carbon plate in this. Reasonably stiff, but nothing like the sort of stiffness you get from a carbon plate. There are no different widths available. I'd say this is about a medium width. If you have a particularly wide foot, probably going to have to look elsewhere. And in terms of cushioning, I'd say this is a medium ride. Not that sort of full stack height that you get in something like the Invincible, or nothing like minimal like you get in the Street Fly. It's a nice medium ride you get there in the middle. And it was true to size. Version 1 was true to size for me. Version 2, I had to go half a size down, but in this sort of third version here, it was true to size. And then one last thing to mention is Nike are saying that 50% of this shoe by weight is made of 100% recycled materials, which is great to see, and more manufacturers are going this way, using recycled materials in their products. As we do here on the channel, all of our technical running gear is 100% made from recycled bottles, so it's good to see this change. So today's question of the day, version 2 of this shoe, I would say was my greatest shoe of all time. I'd love to know what your greatest shoe of all time is. Is it a current shoe, or would you like to see that manufacturer bring that shoe back? Do you think it will be as good as you remember it back in the day? Sometimes we harp on for things that were better back in the day, and then they get here and you're like, not sure about this anymore. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. What is your greatest shoe of all time? Right, let's get stuck in to the positives. So we've only done 10 miles in this shoe, 16k at around about 4:10 a kilometre pace. Doing a sort of a fartlek style run with some much faster Ks, some slower Ks, getting a really good overview of the shoe. So the first positive, I'm just going to say, is the ride. It does feel a little bit firmer. And a lot of people say this with this recycled Zoom X. It is a bit firmer than just sort of virgin Zoom X as it would be if it was brand new. I certainly say that is the case here, but it wasn't too bad. It's just a really nice turnover, gets you up on the front of your feet. It feels really comfortable at speed. It was really confidence inspiring despite that extra weight, which I certainly could notice. We'll come on to that a little bit later on. It certainly brought back some nice memories of running in what I would say really was one of my absolute greatest of all times, the version 2 of this shoe. It brought back some happy memories when we were up and down on the Thames Path a few years ago, putting in training for Valencia Marathon. So yeah, it was close, but it doesn't have that all-out feel that the second version had. My second positive is this ankle redesign that they've done. Now, I did read somewhere that this is all being padded with Zoom X as well. That's what ProDirect are saying on their website. But yeah, all of this padding that they've got around here is really, really comfortable. My biggest gripe with version 2 of this shoe was they just didn't have any padding around the ankle. And it did give me a few Achilles issues for the first sort of 50 miles into this shoe. But this one, it's really, really comfortable. Gave a nice sort of lockdown as well. That extra cushioning was just really nice to see. They've really sort of listened to, I guess, a lot of the feedback from version 2 and implemented this really nice new design. Super soft, super squishy. And my third like for this shoe so far is the lockdown fit. Now, interestingly, there wasn't a heel lock extra eyelet at the top, but I didn't need that. The lockdown was really nice. No hot spots, no blisters, no chafing, no moving around. Good breathability through the shoe. No sort of heat overheating or anything like that. So yeah, full marks from that point of view so far. Right, let's move on and have a chat about a couple of negatives. And an extra 54 grams in this shoe, the weight really has to come into this being a real negative. It's great what they're doing with using these recycled materials, but it comes at a cost, and this has really gone from a shoe that you could do everything in before. You could race in it, train in it, everything. It was the best all-round shoe I've ever run, to now this is just a solid daily trainer, a bit of an all-round one, but this is really not what I would ever want to pick to do something like a racing. When we took it up to that max out speed, you really could feel that extra weight that they've put into this shoe, and that has come as a result of the more environmentally friendly way of building this shoe. So it's a bit of a cost benefit thing, and that's for people to weigh up. So with that extra weight, that extra sort of bulkiness, it really isn't that race day shoe that we had hoped for, that I had hoped for. Maybe this is going to turn into a bit of a fashion shoe. I don't know. It's just got that element of a legacy shoe, a bit of a special edition with all of this nature thing. It's just that bit of extra weight on there. It takes the fun and that enjoyment, that magic and that spark out from it. But overall, it's a really solid training shoe, and I can't deny that. I had a really good fun running it this afternoon. It was a great shoe to be out there, but it just doesn't have that X factor, that magic, that wow that the original had. But definitely it's going into my rotation. I'm gonna, no doubt, will take this up to 500-600 Ks and then give it a really good, proper in-depth review once we've done that. But so far, really enjoyed it. Gonna do some sessions in it, gonna do some long runs in it. It just doesn't have that wow factor that the original shoes did. Quickly guys, if you are finding this video useful, please give it a like and a share amongst your running friends. It would really help out the channel. Subscribe if you don't already. And answer today's question of the day: what is your greatest running shoe of all time? Right, let's sum up everything from this review so far. So who is this shoe for? Well, for me, it's someone that doesn't want a carbon plate in their shoe and wants a shoe that they can do a bit of everything in. And it really does tick that box okay, just not that all-out lightness that we would like to feel in our shoe. At the moment, Nike do have so many different shoes in their lineup, with the Alpha Flies, with the Zoom Fly 5, the Pegasus 39, the Invincibles. There's so many shoes, and we really need to do a review of all of these shoes in one big Nike video, and that will be coming up very soon. Hit like if you want to see that video, let us know. And it's really hard to see exactly where this fits in the lineup. I guess it's the shoe, now it's here, it's like did we actually really need this? And that's the big question. Let me know your thoughts on this shoe down in the comments. So I hope you've got some pointers there, guys. If you are looking at this shoe, will you be going out to buy it? What were you hoping for with this shoe? It's been hyped for so many years now. About a couple of years we've known this shoe might be coming, and I've been talking about it on the channel. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit disappointed with it so far, because it was just being compared to maybe the greatest shoe of all time. But it is still smiles, and I'm still going to enjoy doing a lot of miles in this shoe. Right, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much for following along. We're off to UTMB next week, and then on to Berlin and Valencia, so stay tuned on the channel. Subscribe if you don't already to follow along with everything we've got going on. Thank you to the Patreon supporters, the legends here on YouTube as well, for making this all possible. Wishing you all the very best with your running. We'll see you very soon in the next one.